My bad, y'all. We got cut off. But y'all understand what I'm saying to you about how this nation is going to understand their sin. You see? They have to be told it. Abba will send one to teach them their error. And he gonna be lifting his voice up like a trumpet, and he ain't gonna be sparing neither. These are all signs of the Son of Man. You see? And if the Son of Man needs to be revealed, as the scriptures say, he does, then he's not going to be easily recognized. Hidden, in other words, from sight. Because your physical eyes can't see him because he's a spirit. Oh man. Let me try to explain this as best I can, to be as helpful as I can. The Son of Man is a spirit that come down from heaven, that reside in a temple. Now you may be looking at the state of the temple because the temple was torn down, because it had been in slavery, it had been put out of its own land. In other words, the vessel that the spirit is in may look rough at first because it has to be rebuilt, because it was torn down because of wrong thought and wrong feelings. And so the master builder come to restore it, founding it now on a rock of truth. That's the spirit. Now when the spirit speaks to the children, they can't behold the spirit because the spirit is invisible. So they stumble at that stumbling stone because they're looking at the man, whether that be Ezekiel, see, whether it be Yahusha, you see, whether it be anybody, that's who they're looking at. They're looking at the physical vessel because that's what they think seeing is. That's not seeing at all. Because like I said earlier, if it were, then why would he say you need eyes to see? And that the righteous judge will not judge with the seeing of his eyes because he's spiritually led. Invisible. Everything Abba requires of his people when it comes to worship is done secretly and invisibly. Tell me it's not. All the way from the beginning, when they worshiped in the tabernacle in Moses and Aaron's day, they had to go into a secret place called the Holy of Holies to do the work and worship the Father. They had to go into a secret place, and it's always that way. Yahushua would often leave and go into a secret place, off to himself. In one of those places, one of his men ratted him out that he'd be there, where he often resorted, the Mount of Olives. Gethsemane. You see that there? Or he'll go into a high place, and then he'll come back and deliver what he has received. You see that? Because the spirit is not openly seen. It's hidden. So you must go into the secret place. That's why he taught you that. And that's why I remind you of it. Because I won't do anything but remind you of what Yahushua taught. I'm not going to teach you anything else. I'm going to teach you what Yahushua taught. And that's going to look strange to the world that was not taught by Yahushua. And can you admit that they weren't? He said you rejected him. He was rejected. So then he didn't teach you guys. You see, but he taught me. Because I'm not of this world. See the difference? The world heareth them because they are of that world. But it heareth me not. Because I'm not of the world, and neither are these. See how easy that is to understand? They're not of this world. And so you can't see the spirit with your physical eyes. You have to have a heart's eye to see the spirit speaking to you and to hear him speaking to you. That's the only way, your heart. Because that's where he's speaking from. Where is his throne? God's throne, that is. Where is it? Where's the kingdom of heaven? Within you. So then his throne got to be in there too, right? Where is it? Should be seated on your heart. It should be, because God is love. What does love spring forth from? The heart. It's so easy to understand that that's what we're dealing with, heart surgery. So I'm not going to waste my time telling you to do a lot of outward righteous things, because Yahushua didn't teach that. The man came and said, what must I do to be saved? Yahushua said, do this, this, this. Oh, all this I've done from my youth up. I've done this from my youth up. Yep, yet lackest thou one thing. Take all your goods, sell and give to the poor, and come and follow me. And the man went away sorrowful. So you guys want to explain that, or you need me to? Why was the man rejected? Was it something that he missed on the outside? Or was it something on the inside that he lacked? You tell me. That's what Israel lacks. They did it all with the works of the law, but the stone they rejected. The cornerstone, hearts are stones. I told you that. Yahushua's heart is the cornerstone. That's simple. That's the stone that comes and breaks that statue that everybody marvels over, which is outward appearance. The stone breaks outward appearance. And once you're no longer led by outward appearance, you can no longer be deceived. They like you deceived. I'm setting the captives free from the deception. Isn't it obvious? Now, who can save except the Son of Man? See? It's like, for instance, I'll give you an example of what I mean by saying this the way I'm saying it. Say you have a surgeon that doesn't look nothing like a surgeon. Matter of fact, he looks like a bum. He looks like a bum. But throughout his life, he has gained great skill and wisdom and cunning with surgery. But you don't know that because he went through some shit. Now he's a bum living on the street, but he still got the skills in his heart. Can't take that away from him. Just the truth. You can't unteach him that just because you made him a bum. You see what I'm saying? Now you're on the street. You happen to be walking up the street. You get robbed. A guy shoots you. You're laying on the ground, about to die. Now that man can save your life. But when he comes running over to help you, you say, you're not no surgeon, man. Get off me, you fucking bum. You can't help me, man. Call a fucking doctor. Because you judged outward appearance, your stupid ass died. That's the way the world works. Instead of seeing what he's doing. You see what I'm trying to tell you? What do I mean? The bum, so-called bum, who's a surgeon, starts to stop the bleeding. He makes a tourniquet and cuts off the blood flow to that area so you don't lose the limb. But he doesn't know what the hell he's doing? So I'm still going to smack him and tell him to stop even though he's saving me? No, he actually is doing the shit. So let me just, by faith, believe he can do it. Faith, the substance, no evidence says he can do it. See, you're faithful now. But you look stupid to the world. That guy's nothing but a bum. This guy's better than any surgeon who could work on you. See what I'm trying to explain to you? The same thing with spiritual things. You have a spiritual savior who comes to save you, heal you, deliver you. That all means save. If you're sick and you get healed, you've been saved, right? Yes, right. So if that's happening, though you're looking at him saying, it can't be true. Look at him. How could he be? That's the way it always works. That's the way it always works. How could this be? Look at David, look at Samuel. Read it, read it, read it. Matter of fact, read it right now if you need to. I'm going to paraphrase for you. Samuel goes to Bethlehem and goes to Jesse's house. Okay? Jesse's the father of David, the grandfather of the grandson, which is Solomon. You see? The builder of the temple. Okay? He goes to Jesse's house to anoint the next king of Israel. Correctly? Okay, now when he goes to go anoint the next king, he says, he sees Jesse's oldest son named Eliab, and he says, surely this is the Lord's anointed. Eliab had not talked. Eliab had not done anything. Eliab just stood there. So that would be, we need a surgeon, a guy, let's see, he's Indian, he has glasses on, he has a white coat on, some surgical gloves, a thing on his face, a stethoscope around his neck. His name is Krishna, or whatever the heck kind of name. Dr. Krishna. Y'all see what I'm trying to say? Surely that's the surgeon we need. You hear what I'm saying? Now Abba goes, I have rejected him For you look on outward appearance. He even told him why. You look on outward appearance, Samuel. That's what deceived you. But I look on the heart. He even told you that. So then what should you do? The same. But it's hard for people to do that when you've been brainwashed by the 3D world. The 3D world can't teach you other than 3D things. The world hears its own. That's simple. That simple. Our Father speaks in parables. He always has. Well, then if he speaks in parables, then what does that actually mean to you? On how you should be listening. You should be dissecting what he's saying. Not looking at the surface of what he's saying, but dissecting the meaning of what he's saying. That's why he preaches that way. Ask. Read the Bible and ask. Yahushua, why do you preach this way? Because it's for you to know the mysteries, not for them. They judge outward appearance. Now see if Yahushua also said the same thing Abba said. See if he said the same thing. Judge righteous judgment. Don't judge outward appearance. See if he said that exact thing. Okay, so Abba said it, Yahushua said it. Now you think I'm not going to say it? So then what's the error? Judging outward appearance. Why do you think they came to the Red Sea? To break their outward appearance judging minds. Can you hear that? What do I mean? They came to the Red Sea and they cried, oh my God, we're going to die. Just like they always do. Did they die? No. So why were they judging that way? Because they judged outward appearance. What you got in your hand, Moses? My staff. Lift it up. Okay, then. That means authority. That's what it stands for. So he lifted up his authority. I am. So then, that's all you got to do. Go into the secret place and see it and feel it. Just like it did for me when I needed a backpack. Just like it did it for me when I needed to get out of jail. And they told me I had 90 days and I was out of there with under 40 days. Just like it did to me when they shot them bullets at my car right in front of me. I could see the flash coming right at my face and nothing hit me, nothing hit my car even. But you can't see it. You can't see it. And my cousin looked at me and he said, why you do that? Because I was full of rage that man was shooting at me like that. And I walked right out there toward the danger and they fled. And my cousin said, why did you get out of that car and go out there and do that? You're crazy. You could have died. That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, shame on you. Shame on you for what you're doing, for killing innocent life. That's what I was thinking. And I had 4 brothers with me and none of them were harmed. None of them were harmed. So you can say whatever you want to say. Why would I listen to you? Why would Moses listen to the other Israelites? That's what I'm saying. I got to lead them through. I can't agree with them if I'm leading them. We gonna disagree. Now see if Moses disagreed with the Israelites. See if they wanted to kill Moses. See if they murmured against Moses. And you know why they did that? Because they thought he was unclean. Even his sister spoke about him as though he was unclean. And what happened to her? She became leprous as snow. Can you hear the Spirit speaking to you today, or do you need an interpreter or a guide or what? It's so obvious to hear this. And why did she become unclean? Because she spoke against the clean one. Because he looked though he was unclean. Why'd you take that Cushite woman? Why you take her? You didn't take an Israelite. Why you take her? Why are you speaking against my prophet? Huh? Don't you know you're speaking against me when you do that? I mean, God, you talk to us too. That's what Miriam and Aaron said. So even they murmured against the leader. The Israelites said, who have made thee a judge and a ruler over us? That's what they said to him. So then why would it be different today? Who have made you a judge and a ruler over us? Why would it be any different? It won't. It won't. You may think it is, but it won't. You hear that today? They're going to be offended. And it's because he's not tangleable. This is another part I need you guys to hear. Part of being a leader is you're not able to be tangled by or in other words, swayed. by the minds of men. You won't be, because you're leading. The shepherd doesn't wait for the sheep to tell him where they're going to go. It looks this way, safe. It's safe over here. That way. The shepherd goes, okay, let's go. That's not the way it goes. He goes, bunk. What are you talking about? That's what he does. He goes, pow. What do you mean? What do you mean it looks safe this way? This way is the right way. That's what he does. So then why is it any different here? Did Abba say he's going to give Israel new shepherds because the old shepherds were leading them astray? Did he say he was going to give them new shepherds? Yeah. So that's how shepherds act, right? I just described it to you. Bunk, get over here. That's the wrong way to go, grandson. You don't know what you're talking about. Pow. Go, get over here. Oh, ouch. Yeah, you're right. I told you, a lot of people have come back to me with knots on their head. Just the truth. They have. They've come back to me with a lump on their head. Basically means their pride got a lump on it. Because they ran at me trying to tell me something that they didn't understand, and they had to come back and repent and say, you were right, I was wrong. You were saying the right thing, I was saying the wrong thing, thinking I was right. So they murmured at me, see? They complained. They said he can't be. They said he's even unclean. See? So they said that about Moses. They said that about Yahushua. And you think they're not going to say that about any of his own? Come on, guys. That's part of the criteria. It's not maybe going to happen. It's part of it. It's like putting on clothes, right? You put on a suit, then you have to have pants and at least a jacket, but you might have on pants, a vest, a shirt, a tie, cufflinks, all these accessories to go along with the suit. But it all makes up to a suit, and all the pieces make a suit. But the main pieces are the pants, the shirt, the jacket, the vest, you know. You see? And the same thing here. The same thing here. All the pieces that need to make it what it is are there. It's just that you can't see it because you're carnally minded. So it'd be wise to be transformed out of that. If Abba speaks in parables, then he's not speaking surface. That's the obvious truth. And why doesn't he speak surface language to us? Because how do I say this? He doesn't judge that way. So he's teaching you how to judge right. It looked that way, I know, but it's not. Okay, that's faith. It looked that way, I know, but it's not. No, but it still looks that way, so it must be faithless. That's sin. That's the error God wants you all to know about right now. He's liberating you, and during liberation, that's the sin that exists. That's the hindering sin, unbelief. Because why did Israel not enter into the promised land? Now, y'all all saying we've been set free from slavery, Israelites. Y'all all saying it as well, so it's not like you don't know. So what happens during that time? You got to be brought into your promised land. Well, what's the thing that keeps you out of it? Unbelief. So you're going to let that unbelief hold you back this time? When he delivered his people from the north country and from every part of the earth where they had been scattered? See, your greatest fears have fell upon you. Read Job. Read Job. It's not somebody else's fears came upon you, it's yours. And your fears come upon you because you did somebody dirty. So you reap what you sowed. So we got scattered. That's simple. Everything you complain about being done to you during your captivity, you did. So it's no need in complaining about it. It's about time to rejoice over grace and mercy for being set free from it. That's what you need to do. Because praising matches independence. Praising matches freedom. Praising matches being set free, being loosed. Praising matches that, doesn't it? So he said you're free, so then praise. And don't stop praising, because ain't no need to. That's why I said rejoice, and again I said rejoice. So rejoice, you get your tummy all busting because you was laughing too hard. Now you're about to stop rejoicing, start again. Because it's harmless to do that. It's harmless to rejoice, but it's harmful to complain and murmur. So that's the area that we're talking about right now, little flock. That's what we're focused on, because that's the only thing the Spirit focuses on is the spiritual things. That's why spiritual things are discerned by the Spirit. You see that today? And you'll know a carnal-minded person because they'll talk about the outward appearance, because that's what carnal-minded people judge. So it's very simple now, little flock. It's not hard to know what's going on in life. It's not. It's how people judge. They judge wrong. So I'm here to help you judge right so you can come home. And a remnant will. And that's what keeps me going, is that remnant. That's my family. I'm going to fight to the death for my family, and I'll give my life up for them. Because I am. I am, and I have, and I will continue to, until we are all gathered as one. You see that? So let Abba's will be done today and not yours, not your thoughts and feelings, because they won't benefit you. His ways are higher than yours. His thoughts are higher than yours. So let him come into your mind. Be silent, rest, and wait for his words. And when they come, there will be a balm to your soul. I guarantee you that. Salawam, Mr. Allah.